Welcome into another edition of The Butcher versus the Dance Instructor. It's week 9 of the big show here in season number 5. Welcome in with us, Greg Jones, LB's Meat Market, Caroline McCready with us as well from Fayetteville. I was with Caroline last weekend. It was a lot of fun. Kyo Dad's weekend. Thank you for having me. I appreciated it. It was a lot of fun to see you. So big weekend in Fayetteville last week for Caroline. Huge weekend here for Greg and all the people who live in Oxford. We're about to surrender the town to the state of Oklahoma. From the sounds of it, it sounds like the entire state of Oklahoma is headed here this weekend. They're expecting just record crowds. They're saying it's the biggest crowd expected in Oxford for a game since Texas 2012.
Wow.
Wow.
I kind of felt that way. I kind of felt like that. It was going to be like that.
I wondered if Oklahoma's slow football season would slow it down, and it's like, nah, we're coming to party. It'll be okay.
It's a good place to do it.
Yeah. So brought to you by LB's Meat Market, 2008 University Avenue in Oxford. It's right across the street from Kroger. Let that be your landmark. Then head over to LB's. They've got everything you're looking for a weekend like this one. When you know what, one of the restaurants in town, the waiting list to get in case people cancel is more than 1,000 people. So if you decide, hey, you know what, would be a lot of fun. Got an Airbnb, got whatever. We're gonna light the grill. Gonna throw a few things on the grill before we go out, or just party at the place. Can do that as well. Let LB's be your supplier. You'll get the freshest cuts of beef, pork, chicken. They've got seafood. They've got the house-made sausages that are fantastic, a large variety of those, stuffed jalapeno, stuffed mushrooms, the bacon-wrapped asparagus, and much, much more. There at LB's. You can text in your order, 662-259-2999. Just tell Greg and the people at LB's what you want and when you want it, and they'll have it ready. And by texting it, you'll even get 10% off. You don't have to talk to a person, and you get 10% off. And you can text in your order. Or if you would rather just go into LB's, you can do that as well. Greg, what kind of the hours look like this weekend with it being an 11 o'clock kick?
We'll be open probably all week. There's just so many people in town. It's just hard to be closed. I know we usually treat it like Friday Night Lights, whenever the game's going on, we close for at least the first half of the game, but should be a lot of people in town. So we're going to be open regular hours. Just got done smoking a bunch of ribs. So they're vacuum sealed, ready to go. So all you got to do is just kind of finish them off on your grill. So there's other items that, other than the fresh seafood and the lane trains. We're going to have a big lane train and a small lane train. So some people said that the lane train's too small, so we're going to make big lane trains this weekend. So, yeah, it should be a pretty wild weekend, but expecting everything, like you said, that I remember that weekend, that Texas weekend, that was a huge weekend. So, expecting everything.
They're saying similar crowds. So big crowds. Keep in mind, by the way, we've been saying this on all the MPW digital stuff. If you're coming into Oxford and it's your first time here in a while, there is construction going on University Avenue. And what used to take you 10 minutes is going to take you 20. What used to take you 20 is going to take you 30 to 40. Build that into your schedule. If you're trying to get up to the square, that kind of thing. If it used to take you 10 minutes, it's going to take you significantly longer than that now. So build that into your schedule, into your plan, so that you don't have a coronary on University, which will slow down traffic even more.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You got to know the sneaky ways. You got to find the sneaky routes.
Yeah, there are some sneaky routes, but we're not giving that away on the show.
Nope.
There are a handful of us that sort of have some shortcuts. I don't want to give those away. I mean, I love people, but I don't love them that much.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Just the University Avenue hole in general was already trafficking. Now it's just going to be even crazier.
Caroline, what's going on with you and the dance girls? You guys are getting closer and closer to some performances and Christmas pageants and things?
Yeah, well, I'm kind of feeling a little behind because I'm realizing it's almost November and we've got to start working harder. It's hard to teach 5-year-olds because their attention span. Like yesterday, I gave up and I just let them go play outside with chalk, but I probably should not have done that. So I need to just get a little bit better.
Yeah, you got to crack that whip with 5-year-olds. You got to be like, listen. Let me tell you.
Well, I've
let me tell you
tried.
people something. Gonna be hell
I've
to
tried.
pay. Hey,
They don't understand that they're going to be on a stage in front of judges. They think that this is just playtime.
have you
It's
explained to them that if they don't,
yesterday, they were dressed up as animals. Like there was no way they were going to focus. Yesterday they were all dressed up, and today it's
yeah,
pink day, and then tomorrow it's Inside Out Emotion Day. I asked my 4-year-old. I was like, her name's Cordy Lou. I was like, Cordy Lou, which Inside Out emotion are you? And she goes, disgust. And I was like, oh. Okay, Corey, she's 4. She barely talks, and she knew that she was disgust from Inside Out. And then another one said she was embarrassment because she said embarrassment can go both. I don't even know what her reasoning was. It was funny.
so they're kind of psyched up for Halloween right now.
They're excited for Halloween.
So when Halloween comes and goes, I'll give you a little parenting tip. And this might work with 5-year-olds.
Oh, I'm ready to pull the Santa Claus card.
Yeah, if we don't do well, Santa Claus is not coming. He's watching.
Well, we have an elf on the shelf that comes out of the studio also.
There you go. I mean, that works.
So we're getting close to when it'll be a little bit easier, probably.
Yeah. Well, Halloween's a distraction. I mean, in fairness, if you're 5 years old, 4 years old.
Oh yeah, they just like their costume is more important.
Halloween's a big day when you're that age. I mean, that's big because you're going to get candy. You get to dress up. There's a lot going on. When Halloween ends, they come off the afterglow of Halloween and they start to turn the page. Because when you're 5, you don't really care about Thanksgiving. You start to turn the page directly to Christmas. You get to play that card's in play for the next 6-7 weeks.
I'm pumped.
What you got planned for the weekend?
We have Kyo initiations. I will be at Kyo all day long on Saturday. And then we have like our consultant coming on Sunday. So I will also be here all day long on Sunday. But I'm excited for an away game. Because next weekend is Ole Miss, and that one I got to prepare for.
You got a lot of people coming up next weekend for the Rebels.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
All right, we'll get to next weekend. Now we're going to talk about this weekend. First, we have to talk about last weekend. Neither of you did well.
Yeah, I figure.
Caroline, you went 3-6. Greg, you won, but you won with a losing record. You went 4-5. So, Caroline, you are now 38 and 39. You're one game under 500. Greg, you are 41 and 36. You're 5 games over 500. Greg, you have a 3-game lead in our competition here for the LB's Cup.
I'll take it.
This time last year, you were down 7-8 games. You were starting to.
Oh, yeah. I think I just started betting against her the whole time and ended up losing really bad.
This was about the time, that she began to pull away. So this is a different year, new contest. That's what happens. All right, we'll jump into the games. All of these games are on Saturday. Greg, you won the week, so you get to go first. Those are the rules. It is 12th ranked Notre Dame going to Annapolis, Maryland to play 24th ranked Navy. Navy is ranked. So is Army, by the way. It's a hell of a year for the armed forces. Navy ranked 24th. This is at 11 a.m. on ABC. Greg, Notre Dame is a 13.5-point favorite.
I'm going to go with Navy.
In the Navy. Remember the Village People song?
In the Navy.
In the Navy. You can sell the 7 Seas in the Navy. It was on the same cassette tape as Macho Man and YMCA.
Cassette tape. I wonder if kids know about cassette tapes.
Did you ever have a cassette tape, Caroline?
No, but I know what they are.
Did you ever have an 8-track? You never had an 8-track either, did you? Yeah.
What about a Walkman?
I had a DVD player. That's as old as it gets for me.
Yeah.
I know how to karaoke microphone.
I used to think the Walkman was really cool.
I was in the 5th grade when the Village People came on the scene. I remember YMCA was a big song. Like Macho Man, that was a big deal. Recess on a rainy day, they'd let us turn on the Village People.
That's when you really let your hair down.
That's weird. Yeah. And I had hair back then. I'd really let it down. All right. Caroline, Greg's going to take Navy and the 13.5. What say you?
I'll take Notre Dame.
All right. Caroline's going to go against the military and go with the Fighting Irish. She's going to take Notre Dame and lay 13.5. All right. Next game is in Oxford. It is Oklahoma. The Sooners heading to Oxford to play 18th ranked Ole Miss. This game also at 11 a.m. on ESPN. Caroline, Oklahoma is a 19.5 point underdog.
I'm going to go with Oklahoma.
I did too.
They're showing out. I want them to. I think they'll do better than that.
It's a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ole Miss is going to win the game. In fact, I'm almost 100% confident Ole Miss is going to win the game. But 19.5 points feels like a big number.
Yeah.
Greg, what do you think?
Yeah, that's a little too big for my risking. So I'm going to take Oklahoma too.
All right, both of you guys taking the Sooners to cover a big line. Also in the state of Mississippi, it's Mississippi State at home at 11:45 on the SEC network against the Arkansas Razorbacks. Greg, the Hogs are a 7.5 point road favorite. This is a weird line. I have lots of thoughts about this line, but I'll save them.
Man, I never take Mississippi State, and I took them last week, and they covered for me. So I'll take State again. We'll take the Dogs, the improving Dogs.
All right, Caroline, he's going to take Mississippi State at home and the 7.5 against your Razorbacks.
I'm going to take Arkansas.
I took Arkansas on Neil's picks on rebelgrove.com. This line feels like a trap. It's like they're begging you to take Mississippi State in the points coming off of what happened with Arkansas last week. But Arkansas had a bad quarter. They didn't really play a bad game against LSU. They were in it. LSU was better than them, and it was pretty clear, but it was interesting. Yeah. All right, Big Ten game. Caroline, it's Illinois. 20th ranked Illini heading to Eugene, Oregon to play the top ranked Ducks. This game's at 2:30 on CBS. Illinois is getting 21.5 points.
I don't know anything about this. I'll pick Oregon.
You look deep in thought. Caroline's going to take Oregon and lay 21.5, Greg. She's going to lay all those points with the Ducks. Ducks look good.
That's a lot of points, but, Illinois just came off their first victory against Michigan since the 1800s, I think. So
I mean, I think the last time Illinois beat Michigan, it was just before Rivals went to the current pricing that they're on now.
I'm going to go Illinois. I mean, maybe they're playing good ball, and maybe they can control the clock and keep that offense off the field and cover. I definitely need all 21.5, I think.
All right, back to the SEC the rest of the way, Greg. It is Missouri Tigers ranked 21st in the country. They head to Tuscaloosa to play 2-loss, 15th ranked Alabama. Welcome to reality, Tide. 2:30 on ABC. Missouri, Greg, is a 13.5 point underdog.
Wow. The way Missouri just, oh man, it should be a really bad game, I think. I might be wrong. I'm going to take Alabama to bounce back. I know they can't take the cars away, but I don't know.
I mean, if they lose 3 games in one regular season, I don't know.
They'll fire.
I'm not people listen, everyone. Just a note. Those poor dogs that you're kicking, they had no role in this. Leave them alone. They didn't do this. They didn't do it. Put your guns away, settle down, and don't kick the damn dog. It didn't do anything wrong. It didn't ask for this. All right, Caroline, Greg's going to take the Tide and lay 13.5 against the Missouri Tigers.
I'm going to go with Missouri.
Wow. Okay. I kind of agree with you. It's a weird number, but I don't feel great about laying that many points with Alabama because they haven't been very good. Texas, Caroline, coming off of their first loss of the season to Georgia. They head to Nashville to take on the very handsome Clark Lee and the Vanderbilt Commodores. This game is at 3:15 on the SEC network. Texas ranked 5th. Vanderbilt ranked 25th. Vanderbilt ranked for the first time since 2013. The Commodores are getting 18.5 points at home, Caroline.
I don't know about this one.
Yeah, it's tricky.
I'll just screw it. I'll do Vanderbilt.
All right, Caroline Greg is going to take the Doors and 18.5 points in Nashville against the Horns.
I guess I'll drink the Kool-Aid. I'll take Vandy.
I mean, how happy would the world be if at 6:15, 6:30 on Saturday night, Vanderbilt is once again carrying the goalpost down Broadway after beating the Texas Longhorns? If you told Vanderbilt that you were before the season, you're going to beat Alabama and Texas this year, they would be like, "Oh my God!"
And lose to Georgia State.
And lose to Georgia State, they would be like, "What was it? The apocalypse?" I mean, what happened? Was there a
math competition instead of a football game, or
did we launch into a spelling bee? I mean, what happened? Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's like if you told ULM they were going to do that, they'd say, "What did water skiing become mainstream?" All right, so you're both taking the Doors. All right, Greg, it's LSU. The 8th ranked Tigers now they head to 14th ranked Texas A&M. This game's at 6:30 on ABC. The Tigers are getting 3 on the road in College Station.
I like Texas A&M.
Oh,
I know LSU burned me last weekend, but I like A&M coming off the bye week, a little refresh, and Connor Wegman and the Gigums are playing pretty decent right now.
All right, Caroline, he's going to take the Aggies and lay 3 points to the Tigers.
I'll take LSU.
Yeah, I am too. I'm on the Tigers. LSU was good last week. Offensively, that is a good team. Their offensive line it's elite. Quarterback's really good. They've got some weapons. I think they're getting better on defense week after week. Kind of think they're a sneaky team to watch. 2 teams that are not sneaky teams to watch, Caroline, as we wrap up. It's the last game. It's Auburn. The Reverend Freeze hits the road. He goes to Kentucky. Maybe you can bet on some races.
Yeah, Catterday.
A lot of bourbon up in a lot of bourbon.
Catterday's a pretty good time. I mean, you have to be really pace yourself. Like a Catterday is Keeneland in the morning, in the afternoon, and then the football game at night. So like tailgating at the just it's a lot going on a Catterday.
Well, the good thing is Hugh Freeze doesn't have any vices other than maybe occasionally he takes a little dip. That's it. So he'll be fine. It's Auburn, Caroline, getting 3 at Kentucky, 6:45 SEC network.
Yeah, I'm going with Kentucky.
I knew that was coming. All right, Greg, she's going to take the Cats, lay the 3.
Yeah, I'll take Kentucky too. Maybe they get their stuff back together. I think the under might be a good play there.
Yeah, I don't even know what the over-under is, but that might be a good play. All right, that's so wrapping up, recapping. You guys are different on a handful of games. Caroline's got Notre Dame. Greg's got Navy. Caroline's got Arkansas laying the 7.5. Greg's got the Dogs. Caroline is taking Oregon and laying 21.5. Greg's going to take the points in Illinois. Caroline's got Missouri and getting 13.5. Greg's going to take the Tide and lay them. And Greg's going to take Texas A&M at home, lay the 3. Caroline is going to take the 3 with the LSU Tigers. Big weekend ahead. Again, LB's Meat Market, 2008, University Avenue in Oxford. Please make it a part of your weekend. Don't count on being able to get into restaurants and stuff. If you've got reservations, congrats. If you don't, think real hard about LB's. You'll have a great time. The food is amazing. You can still enjoy the square. You can get off the square, all of those things, whatever you want to do. 2008 University Avenue in Oxford. Text in an order, 662-259-2999. And you get 10% off just by giving them a text. And please make sure you tell Greg and the people at LB's how much you appreciate them making this show a part of the MPW Digital Network. Any parting thoughts from either of you?
Yeah, just ready for this weekend. I mean, you know, I just remember Texas weekend being crazy, you know, and if they're trying to compare it to that, I'm just, you know, we'll be ready for it. My mom's getting jalapenos and everything, so we should be ready for everything this weekend.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun. Caroline, what about you? Just gonna, I guess, a Kyo weekend. Enjoy your dance group, right?
Yeah, I'm about to go get an energy drink, I think, before work. I'm tired. And yeah, that's it.
All right, we'll be back next week. We'll get ready for Ole Miss at Arkansas. There's also a full slate of games next week. So if you're driving into Oxford on this week, please be careful. And wherever you're going, if you're going to other places, if you're going to Starkville or wherever, please be careful. And we will see you back again next week for another edition of The Butcher versus the Dance Instructor presented by LB's Market. For Caroline, for Greg, I'm Neil. Take care.